Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. It's pour day. Just started pouring here. We have the fiberglass bars in here, 3/8 inch diameter on 2-foot centers. We went pretty light on this side yard because it's just, you know, pedestrian traffic. On the driveway we tightened it up a little bit. We got expansion foam on both sides here. Not a lot of slope coming out of here because we have the fixed elevation of the existing sidewalk in the back that we're matching, and then we also have the garage floor height that will have to match as well. And then we also don't want the water drainage out of this yard to go into the neighbor's property. As you can see right on the other side of that 2x6 step down is the neighbor's property, so we're going to actually berm that a little bit to try to control the water runoff and keep it on one property. And you can see how high it was before along there, before we removed everything. That stucco came down to the elevation of the old stuff we removed, so there probably was no drainage before because we have only about 1 inch slope right now to the front of garage from the existing back patio or back sidewalk. That wall that you see there, you can see that complete build in part 2 with the brick cap and stucco finish on it. This concrete mix design is a 3500 psi, and we're putting it down at about a 4.5 inch slump. And also I added fiber mesh reinforcement to the load when they arrived. We've got expansion foam at the bottom back of city sidewalk as well as at the front of the garage floor. This particular city sidewalk is going to be coming out real soon. It's already been painted out from the city, what areas will be removed. And we did the one across the street if you happen to see that video. It's the previous series we uploaded. We're just using a 4-foot wide wood bull float on this for the initial laydown. We've got aluminum 2x4 for a rod board. The concrete company we used on this was National Ready Mix. Across the street we used C-Mex. Both places had good concrete. I couldn't really tell a difference. Alright, so we ran out of concrete on that first area, on that first driveway. Now this is our second load. We're going to pour just a little base, few inches down on the base, and we're going to set some brick in here. You can set the bricks in sand if you'd like, or put some road base down and a little sand on top of that and lay them in that, but I found that concrete's the best base when you're laying small pieces of concrete or brick on top of something. If you put it on concrete, it never moves. That's your 10-inch wide, 1/2 inch radius walking edger. All this sidewalk will be coming out very soon. It's already been painted out. Right here, tying a string line to a couple pole extensions so we can snap some lines and start cutting some joints in here.
You're gonna go right there on that.
That finger hole in the concrete represents the center line.
I can't tell you. I don't know where they marked it. Yeah, okay. Alright. Snap it. Just pull it. Get it nice and tight. Pull it up. I need to hit it a little harder. Huh? No, they got it. Yeah.
And that's it. We have a nice dry line mark that we can follow with the 6-foot cutter. It cuts 2 inches deep. and it runs really nice and straight because of the length of it.
Need another pole?
That's not your final joint. This is just your first joint to get the full depth and also get it nice and straight. The final joint product will be just a 3/4 deep 1/2 inch radius. This one's actually 2 inches. Here's your 3/4 deep 1/2 inch radius. The beauty of that 2 inch deep 6 foot long runner, first you get it nice and straight, plus you get a good aggregate break, and then you can follow it up. You can follow it with a 1/4 by 1/4 if you want, but it's really still 2 inch weakened plane joint because you've separated that rock, and the rock's not coming back together. The only thing you're getting back in there after the rock is broke is cream. Cream's not very strong, so it's going to crack there. So rock is the key component of concrete, and that's what really prevents or cracking. Here's a funny float, fiberglass. You notice the lines that it's leaving? The reason those lines are leaving like that is because I've notched the bottom of that float. So actually it produces a little more cream to the surface that way. So when you run over it with your trowel, funny trowel or hand trowels, you have a little more cream at the surface to get a nicer finish. Here's your steel tool. That's a funny trowel. What makes it funny is that it's basically a hand trowel with a pole on it. Some people call them crazy trowels or whips. You notice back on the side here there we've got some 4x4 steel straps sticking up, and that's going to be for a future gate and wood fence. So this is our first pass over this by hand. We'll hit it one more time, and then it'll be ready to put the final finish, broom finish on it. We'll be using, as you can see here, this is a 50% horsehair and nylon. And we just put a bracket adapter on this, so it's just a slide-in pull instead of having to screw it into the wood every time. Now it fastens to the top, so it'll last a lot longer that way. So if you noticed how we broom this, we had to broom it in sections because we have this shaded area. We broomed everything in the sun initially, then we waited about 30 minutes and then broomed the area in the shade. But it turned out really nice. It looks just as nice as the one across the street. Anyway, thank you for watching the videos. Remember, this was the part 3 of a 3-part series, and have a good day.